Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today to check out the latest video from Jinjer. It just came out yesterday on the top. This is the opening track for Macro. And a fun fact, well maybe not a fun fact, but a fun story nevertheless. When I did the album review, I mentioned that this song was your typical Jinjer song. Perfect way to get the album started because it starts off with a song that will be very familiar in sound to those that are fans of Jinjer. So it's the perfect the perfect lead in into the rest of the album, because the rest of the album is going to offer songs that have a lot of twists and turns.
They're not,
they're not as typical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this one is the perfect intro to the album. That's what I mentioned during my album review. When we met Eugene on Tuesday in Toronto, when we were there, he said to me that you were right. That is a very typical Jinjer song, and that's why they put it as the opening song of the record, for that purpose specifically, to allow people to ease their way into the record and then be surprised with all the other stuff that's going to be offered during the listening experience of Macro.
Yeah.
Now, I obviously know the song because I did an album review, but to you, it's going to be the first time listening to this song.
Yeah, and since this came out for their tour, this is going to be part of their...
This is going to be added to the set list.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be another song that's going to come out that's going to be added to the set list later on during this North American tour that they're on. Obviously, this is going to be part of the set list in Europe when they go back to Europe with the Agonist. All right, I've never seen the video. I know the song, but I've never seen the video. I'm really excited to see what the video brings. I really enjoy this song, and like I said, it's one of those songs on the record that really feels a little bit familiar, that has that Jinjer DNA to it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Unsatisfied need makes you push forward, glad striving for this reward. Like a racer on the mark, you burn a rubber, like a scavenger looking for its author. You run until the night goes on. Your feet are sore, but you're still running for accomplishment in this eternal marathon for success. Another die, another tolerant, immortal will progress. Lonely, to the top, is it lonely? On the top. Is it lonely on the top? And tell me, is there anyone for you? For you, for you. Is it lonely on the top? And tell me, is there anyone for you? For you, for you. The land is overcrowded, but the top is just for one. While the one is climbing, the rest are falling down. You climb, but the top is rising too. The track is getting longer and it's leading to your doom. You're not afraid to lose your mind in the name of profit. Red readiness, the finish and the finish and the coffin. Is it lonely on the top? Tell me, is there anyone for you? For you, for you. Is it lonely on the top? Tell me, is there but who will give you the prize? It's a race against yourself. Nobody else will meet you there.
All right. So, first time for you listening to this song, what do you think about it? Do you agree with?
I agree with you. And
It has all the Jinjer DNA in it. You know what I mean? It's
It
one of
does.
it's the perfect opening of the record. But what did you think of the track overall?
the track was, I mean, these guys can do no wrong. In my books, these guys can do no wrong.
It's a great song.
It's an amazing song.
It's an amazing, well put together song. Like I said, it has all
And
the
it's
Jinjer.
actually really nice to open up the album like this.
Yeah, because down the road, the album gets a lot more intricate. There's a lot
And
more
I've heard,
complex. Yeah, it's a lot more complex. As it
Yeah.
progresses, the album gets more and more complex. There's really complex tracks on this record. So picking this as the opening track is absolutely perfect. In my opinion, it was perfect because it was a song that had a lot of the more familiar Jinjer sound to it
Yeah.
of all of the ones on the record.
Well, I haven't listened to all. I've listened to a couple, but out of those ones, this is the more,
Yeah, I think this is the one that's more closer to what they've done previously.
Yeah.
And by previously, I don't mean micro. I mean previously, I mean their previous albums, right? So to me, this song was the perfect opening of the album because it's a song that for the Jinjer listener that's going to sit down and listen to the record, when you get this song as the first one, you kind of let your guard down because you're like, oh, Jinjer's new record. It's a song that has a lot of familiar, has a familiar structure to it, has a familiar way of being put together, has a familiar sound, familiar way of familiar fluidity to it, familiar structure, all of those components, right? So if you're a Jinjer fan and you're a listener, you're sitting down, you're putting the record on, this is the first song you get. You let your guard down, right? Like you start
And
like,
then
oh,
the-
Jinjer.
And then the next song, you kind of
Then the next song takes you a little bit of a twist, and then as you progress down that path, down that road of the record, you're going to get a lot more twists. You're going to get a lot more complexity. You're going to get a lot of different feels that they incorporated into this record. That I think if they started off with one of those tracks first,
it
would be hard to digest. It would be hard for a fan to get into it and appreciate the album at the first time going through. This way, you kind of ease in and almost, like I said, by letting your guard down, you allow yourself to appreciate the album at the first time that you're going through it. It's not gonna make you have to go back multiple times before you can really find the flavor of the songs and really find yourself within the album. That's my opinion. I mentioned that on the review. Eugene agreed with me. Well, that's why they picked this as the opening track. And then you think about this, and then you think about Perennial Backwards, which is the last song on the album. It's like they went from a song where it's your typical Jinjer DNA profile, like this track is, to a song that's like, it's like Black Mirror. It's like the musical equivalent of Black Mirror, the TV series.
Yeah.
It's just a wild ride, that last track. So the two are so polar opposites from each other. But then when you think of the overall feel of the record, they then almost become so opposite to each other that they almost touch at the other end. You know when something starts to move too far away, eventually you end up meeting on the other side.
Yeah.
So those two songs are kind of like that. They start to move away so much from each other because there's so much of two polar opposites that they end up meeting on the other side. So the album that has that kind of complexity to it. So that's one of the reasons I really like this album. One of the standout albums. Listen, guys, you can go through the channel and see how many album reviews I've done. A lot. One of the standout albums that I heard this year, from like just everything: vocals, guitars, drums, bass. The vocals on this track are phenomenal, and it shows you a glimpse of what to expect down the road. I really feel like Tatiana's vocals on this record, it's almost like you don't think she can do any better. And on this record, to me, they feel a lot better, a lot stronger, a lot more
Especially
powerful.
her clean vocals.
My God, the clean vocal. Even in this song, you feel the clean vocals are just so beautiful. They're just
They're so smooth.
perfect. They're so smooth, but they're haunting at the same time. There's this real, there's this almost dark underbelly to how to her clean vocals. The harsh vocals, you kind of expect them to be like violent and aggressive and all that kind of stuff. But with the clean vocals, I find on this record she was able to really create an atmosphere around her clean vocals that have so much darkness to it, so much hidden pain. And it in this song you get a little bit of a glimpse. You're going to get even more as you get into the record. Absolutely. By the way, what did you thought of the video? Kind of like Matrix.
Yeah, especially the whole, dodging bullets.
I don't think he meant to dodge bullets. I think the guy was just like either having a seizure or dancing. But whatever he was doing. By the way, shout out to Vlad and his full-on Adidas tracksuit. Like, wow. You don't see that every day. If that was
unless you're living in like the Ukraine
or like in a
Russia.
Slavic country, yeah, that's true. That is their
look.
Yeah, that's their suit of choice, if you will. But if it was red, he could almost no. If it was yellow, you could almost I don't think he could pull off a Bruce Lee kind of thing. But yellow would have been really epic behind the drums. But I'll take a black on full on track Adidas.
Usually it's like a sailor shirt and the black Adidas.
Yeah, but he went full on though.
Yeah,
full on. He was dressed head to toe on that Adidas tracksuit. Shout out to that. All right, guys, this is it for today. But come back tomorrow. We'll have more videos for you. See ya.
See ya.